Now, I'm going to show you how to light your particle. This will really look interesting when we're done with it. One thing you should note though, in the viewport, when you move the camera and you orbit it around your particle emitter, you will notice that as your camera reaches the side of your particles, you will see the edge of the plane. Essentially, you will see through the particles, since the particles are, after all, only two-dimensional planes. Beware that when you render these particles, they will not appear as the plane edges which you see from the viewport. They will actually render facing the camera, as that is what we have assigned them to do. So let's just create a simple spotlight. In our front viewport here, go to the Create tab, and under Lighting, go Standard. Let's go with Free Spot. We'll just stick it in there and rotate it. Now, that is pretty good, but we need to align this light properly. Let's close our material editor as it really getting in the way, and adjust the position of the light to match the position of the particle emitter. You may like to pull it back just a little bit to give it a chance to spread out once you adjust the directional parameters. So let's go into Edit now, and the first thing we're going to do is narrow that beam that's emitting. So head into Spotlight Parameters and decrease your hotspot / beam. That is pretty good. And decrease your fall off field. Make it a little bit wider. There we go. Now let's just edit the color a little to show what we're talking about. So intensity, color, let's give it a kind of a fiery color. There we go, that'll do for now. And render it out. Damn, I keep hitting the F9 keys, and that is assigned to Camtasia. So render. Wow. Now, as you can see here, you've actually rendered out a kind of a fiery cloud sort of effect. So if we just clean this up even more, we can drag in an Omni light, stick it up there, out of view, adjust the position here, and let's just change its color because it's red at the moment. Let's go to white color, and we will take down its multiplier. Now to render that out too. It's really starting to shape up now, as you can see. We've got a nice particle trail here, which you could use as a missile or whatever else you like. If you prefer a completely straight particle trail in which the particles do not grow and spread out like they do here, there are a number of choices which would be suitable. One of which is the preset under the emitter presets called Trail, which does what it says in the tin. It will just create a trail of particles which slowly spread out and dissipate behind your emitter. So if you link your emitter to another object in 3ds Max and move that object, it will create a trail behind it, which can be, as you can imagine, extremely useful. So I'm pretty sure that looks something like what I was going for. Just turn down the light a little bit more, because you really could spend hours messing around with this until you find something you like. Now that gives you the basic idea behind that. Now I'm going to show you something a little unconventional as to how you can make it a really kind of glowing, fiery explosion kind of cloud, if that term means anything. So we're going to scroll down, or zoom in rather, to select our spotlight, if I can ever find the thing. Where's it gone? Let's go select by list. There we go, FS spot. Okay. Now we are going to just make a slight modification. So right click anywhere once you got it selected. Go to Object Properties and give it a gbuffer object ID of, let's say, 12. I like to be random with this. just in case you intersect the object ID of another object, and that causes major problems. Let's go OK, rendering, video post, create a new event, perspective, OK, and a new secondary event, and we're going to choose a effect glow, OK, and we will, in the source window here, give it the object ID of 12 and click preview, then VPQ, and it will render out a sample. So as you can see here, we have just assigned an object glow to our spotlight. However, this is not possible by default because Max will only render a glow on a substantial object such as a box or a sphere. But I'm going to show you now a very simple way that you can add a glow effect to an actual volumetric light. Well, it's not exactly volumetric, but it'll do. So, tick the alpha box here. Whoa, that is blinding. So we're going to increase the alpha. 255 should do it. There we go, it's getting there. And head into color. Under color, choose gradient. And under gradients tab, we're going to set our brightness. Or color rather. So just click the drop. And we'll just select our light color. And on the other end, we'll do the same thing, but we're going to lighten it up. Just bring it down slightly. Okay. Still isn't looking too good there, isn't it? So bring the size down. Now it's really starting to shape up now, isn't it? So if we bring our mask down a little bit and enable Z high, then decrease it by a lot. As you can see now, we can control precisely how it looks. Or if you prefer without Z high, we can get a diminished effect. So if we just close that and render it out, darn. Okay, render single, frame 74 to match our frame down here. And there we go. You can give it a kind of a more fiery glow effect. Now, as I said, I prefer it without that effect because it does look more realistic and interesting. But that is pretty much the way you can do it. So, this has been Troy 2000. Thank you for watching. You can expect another 3 tutorials this weekend. Hopefully I'll get them done. I think that's about it. So, thank you.